Whirlpool washer, replacing or installing the small springs on the top of the drum. A lot of the washers came, apparently a lot of people say the same thing, that the springs were never there. This one never had any springs there, but it calls for small springs at the top. I'm not talking about the long rod springs. These are the small springs, and I'm going to show you how to do them. First, you want to make sure you pull the electrical plug out. You do not want anything to kick on while you're trying to work on the washer. On the back of the display, you go on the back there, there's two brackets, one on either side. This is what they look like. Pop those two screws out, take them out, and then what you're going to do, it's very simple. You're going to take and push forward. You'll see it moves forward a little bit. Then you raise the front. You do not have to go to the front and pry it and try and force it up. It just pops up. I push it back against the wall, put a pillow behind it to hold the top up so I don't have to take any wires or hoses or anything off. Now, here is the top of the drum. You can see how it shakes. It's like it'll bang. You can actually see the plastic in the back where it's chipped a piece right out of it. That's where it's just banging. They can actually beat themselves to death and destroy themselves. They also can throw water out all over your floor. So you definitely want to go ahead and change the springs if it does have them. If it don't, put them on there because you can have a problem. Underneath this section here, it will be a spring. We'll have to go there. So because it's very hard to get to with a cover on, you need to take that cover off. That is very, very easy. You got these snaps. They're like this here. And there's a few of them going around the side of the top cover. Just put a screwdriver underneath. Gently pry it. Don't force it where you break the plastic. And it'll pop off pretty easy. You take that off and it'll make it so much easier. And you can see that's where the chip is right up there. And they've had people that literally, they say that they just explode pretty much because they just tear them up. I mean, it just beats itself to death. That thing is spinning like a car wheel off the ground with the thing pushed to the floor. I mean, it's really moving up fast. So you can imagine just a wheel on a car, if it gets out of balance, I can shake that car. So what can happen here? So you definitely want to put those springs on this thing. Now this is a job that you can do yourself. You don't have to hire somebody to come in and pay them all kinds of money to do this. It's not that hard. It just takes a few minutes to go around and get the clips off, but they're not that hard. It's just harder to get to them more so than get them off. But it makes it so much easier when you take this cover off. So don't try and do it without taking the cover off. It's just so much easier. Okay, this is where this one in the end on the spring is going to go. It looks like it's hard to get there, but when you take that cover off, this is before that cover comes off. When the cover's off, you can see it sticking up there. It's open, so you just drop the loop of the spring over it. That's all to it. The back rod back there, a lot of the folks will tell you, take these rods out. You do not need to take them out. You give yourself a lot of extra work. Just open the end of the spring, clip it around it, and drop it over the other part, and you're done. So save the time. Don't go and start pulling them off and give yourself another problem. It's really not necessary. I wish they wouldn't put videos out like that to give you a lot more work to do. This is what they're like when they're connected. And if I'm going to be honest, these springs that you ordered that comes for it, I think they're a little bit light for the job. If I ever do it again, I'm going to just upgrade them a little bit to a little heavier spring, I believe. It'll work fine for most things, but if you're doing something really heavy, I don't think it's going to hold up, to be quite honest. They're very light. But that's what they call for, and that's what I'm putting on here. But for my personal stuff, I would definitely put something heavier. Now, they're supposed to shake, but it doesn't shake as bad as you can see. They're supposed to have some shake to it. And you just put the first clips down, push it backwards, the opposite of what you did when you took it off. And you're going to put those little metal brackets back in there, and I'm going to hold it up so you can see which way they go. They go in two slots on the back. You put it in this way, and they just slide into these slots, and then you put the screws in. There's nothing hard about this. It's very, very simple. If you think you're going to have a problem, remember where the slots are. Take a little bit of white out, and just put a little white dot next to each one of them, and that way you know exactly what you did. But it's pretty simple. The slots show right up. It's nothing hard to find. I don't think you'll have any kind of issue with it at all. I hope this video is going to be of help to you and save you some money. And teach you how to do it yourself. And I have a bunch of other videos up that I think you might enjoy. There's also one on one of these same washers where the drum is just spinning one way and it throws water all over. And there's a very simple fix. I got a video on that. There's quite a few different videos up there, and there's videos on smoke damage, drywall, wet drywall, and a whole bunch of different things. So look through my channel and see if you can find something else that may be of great help to you. They're all free, and they're all up there to try and help folks out. So I hope this works for you. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you'd give me a thumbs up, and if you'd subscribe, it's all free. I thank you very much. You have a terrific new year. Stay safe, and stop back at the channel again sometime. Thank you.